And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 326. So I hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you guys have a great weekend that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have one topic for you guys tonight. And that will be on Marvel Comics Ultimate Universe to end in 2026. So we got the confirmation that Marvel Comics will be ending their new Ultimate Universe in 2026, and it will conclude with the event of Absolute Endgame that will be starting in December. But before we get into, going over that topic, because as you guys know, you guys are fans of our guy bro conversations. Lunchbox Warren is here with myself for another edition of the MSK show on Friday, where we get a bunch of girls on here and we just have a whole lot of sex with them. That's just kind of what we do.
Damn straight. Yeah, we're all covered in vagina.
Yeah. Me, myself in particular, I'm always covered in vagina. That's just how it works here.
Well, that's because you cover yourself in Vagisil every day.
True. I actually take Vagisil every day. And I've
gives you that soft skin of yours.
I've not currently grown my 3 different vaginas taking Vagisil. It's not working, dude. What else am I supposed to take?
Yeah, I don't know. You need more estrogen.
Okay, so I had an issue very, very recently, like literally this week. I had some problem with my ear, and it was doing this like crackling, not like loud or anything, but it sounded like when you would crumple up some paper. That's literally the best description of the sound. And I took some eardrops where I tilted my head, and it actually worked. It actually worked real well. I haven't heard any crackling since then, so it probably was just some built up earwax. That's what I thought it was, because I'll be honest here, I only really clean my ears with those cotton swabs. You're not supposed to use those because they actually push the earwax back, and that could actually damage your ears even worse, honestly. So eventually, as you guys know, long story short, I used the eardrops and my ears are fine now. But during this like conversation I had with Warren, King Style, and Gray, Warren literally loved my pain. He loved that I was going through pain. He was like, why don't you lube up that earlobe and just stick it up your ass? Like, I just don't get it. He just enjoyed it.
It's so much fun. Remember, clench your cheeks, hold your mouth shut, plug your nose, and blow as hard as you can. Just all the air will come right out your ears.
I was literally going through some pain, and Warren was like, yeah, just put the earwax on the earwax cleaners and shove them in your ass. And then I was like, where's my middle ear? Because I was going on AI typing in some bullshit to fix myself. And Warren's like,
we had you believing there was bugs in your ears and shit.
You know what's crazy? My mom actually had a roach go into her ear when I was younger. But back when I was in like 7th grade, when we used to live like more in town, horrible. You should, if that ever happens, you need to actually go to the hospital. That thing.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos wwhere they're getting spiders out of people's ears and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
But Warren was, I was like, because the AI overview was like, it's supposed to be next to your 3rd ear, and I was like, what the fuck's my 3rd ear? Warren said your butthole. It's like, what? This man was literally loving my pain. I don't know what I did to that guy. My ear, I could literally go deaf in one ear. I was
trying to cheer you up through your hardship.
I could literally have gone deaf in one ear. Warren's like, yo, fuck you, you piece of shit. God.
You had crackling. You weren't going to die.
So literally that day when I woke up, I heard the popping in my ear. I did go to Walmart and I bought the earwax kit and everything. Guys, I'm retarded. I'm legitimately stupid. I didn't even read the instructions because it said to like tilt your ear and let it just drain in there for about a good 2 minutes. Let the drops fully get in there and start breaking down your earwax. I just stood up and just put the earwax on the cotton swab looking thing they give you as medically as the item in the box, and I just did this. And I was like, did this fix anything?
Yeah, so we had to tell you, it's like, no, when you tilt your head, keep it there to allow it to get down deep into your ear. Because I remember right before that, you just squirted some into your ear and then put your headset on and just started talking with us. It's like, it's just going to drain into your headset. You need to keep your ear to the side and get 10 drops in there real good. And you did like 10 squirts. And then, yeah, I'm glad it's feeling better though. So.
No, I'm gonna take a break on listening to loud music and videos and everything for like a week or so. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from it because I didn't even put my headphones on today because I have my Bluetooth headphones because my audio. I usually have Bluetooth headphones now because the audio jacks get really, really easily messed up in my my past recent smartphone. So I just use Bluetooth and they have better sound quality in my opinion anyway. But I now am literally just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take a break on loud music, listening to that for about a week, let it kind of heal up or what. Because I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was listening to maybe like a bunch of loud music throughout my life, or maybe it was this built up
earwax. Because if it was the loud music, could blow your eardrum, and if that happens, you're gonna have pain. You're gonna have any swelling,
pain. So it probably was just built up earwax,
discharge. So it was most likely just since the only thing you had was crackling. Was most likely just the earwax.
But I like how Warren just thought that was funny. He was like, "Oh yeah, fuck you, MSK. Glad you're going through this, you bitch." Like, what did I do?
Never said it like that to your face.
You were like Charlie from 2.5 Men when Alan was going through any pain. He would be like, "Yeah, well, fuck you. You're a loser. You should get off my fucking height a bit."
I was just giving you really funny medical advice.
Oh yeah, man.
What's up, Emily?
How you doing? Orange Avenger, what's up, man? So we do have one topic tonight, but we did have some really interesting information that has come out. So I'm probably going to start going over this information more. It comes out every month on my spectacular MSK show that I do as a live stream show once a week on my comic book channel. And this is going over the top 50 comic books that I've sold per ICV2. And then there's also the top 20 graphic novels sales per ICV2. Now, I want to make sure people understand this. ICV2 only tracks a certain amount of stores because apparently there's around roughly 1,500 comic book shops still in America or like less than 2,000. So I would say like 1,600, right? So then you have to kind of understand that ICV2, if you actually, I'm pretty sure if you pay for the website, like you pay for certain perks on it, you get to see the full list of all 100 books because people think it only goes to 50. No, it actually goes to 100. You have to kind of pay on their website. From my understanding, I could be wrong. If I ever am wrong, correct me. You have to pay to see more of the numbers actually, right? Because have you guys noticed that this big like Summer of Superman initiative that DC led off with earlier this year? Have you guys noticed that a lot of those books have pretty much just not appeared on that top 50 list? That's because they're not on the top 50 list. They're actually in like 60s, 70s. Which means this is what I was talking about with you a few weeks ago when we were talking about Green Arrow's cancellation. There's probably this that has happened right now with DC Comics. Everyone loves their absolute universe so much that nothing in the main line counts unless it's a Batman, Superman related book or Justice League related book or Batman, Superman, World's Finest book, which is like basically 4 books total, or you have a big event book, right? So currently right now there's DC Knockout or DC KO, or you have the Batman adjacent books, so you have the Superman adjacent books. Like those would do very well.
Yeah, but you have the Immortal Batman's out now, and then there's
so any like Batman Black, so like Batman the Second Night, which is a sequel to Batman the First Night. So anything that's basically the big stuff from DC, if it's not that, it doesn't get sales, and it's like, did DC essentially cripple their brand with doing the Absolute Universe? I'm not saying the Absolute Universe is a bad idea. I like the books. I generally do enjoy reading them. I enjoy reviewing them for you guys. But there might be a conversation we have to have where, like, if the Absolute Universe completely shits on the mainline books, essentially it's like, what's going on there? Does the main line of books suck? Or do people just really just like and gravitate toward the Absolute Universe more?
I think one of the big reasons is the mainstream Batman has to deal with 80 some years of his canon. Mm-hmm. Absolute Batman gets to play around in this playground and do whatever they want. So you're just getting original, fun, really well done, well written stories with the Absolute line, which also have really good artwork. So then with the mainstream ones, they're still dealing with continuity issues that's going to drag them down, in my opinion. It's hard to write some original Batman stuff or original Superman stuff. We'll see how well Immortal Batman does. I picked up number 2 of that. Is it Immortal? The new one where it's like in the future.
Yeah, it's written by Kyle Higgins. I bought the first 2 books. Yeah,
I got the second one. I thought I grabbed the first one, but I grabbed the second one by mistake. But yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's just original fun stories. It's new takes. It's just well crafted. And the main line, because this also happened when Ultimates, the first one, not the current one, but the Brian Hitch, like Ultimates and the Bendis Spider-Man. All of those were doing amazingly well and almost overshadowing the actual Justice League, or not Justice League, but Avengers and along those lines. It's kind of the same things happening here, but it's not really. I don't blame the mainstream too much. I mean, or I don't hurt the main continuity too much on it. It's like they can't tell the kind of cool stories that Absolute Universe is telling. They've got too much canon to work with, and they've got to either take a breather or do what we talked about in past shows, where it's like no more big connected arcs, but more tighter beginning, middle, and end stories that don't give a shit about continuity nearly as much. You know, that kind of are free to roam around and have some fun. Because that's what, the big factor with Absolutes, in my opinion, is that, Absolute Batman is just more interesting right now because it's all different.
The average person that if you want them to get into reading comic books, or they kind of have this want to do it, but they don't know where to start, you can literally just start them on any of the Absolute books because it's a different universe and it's not bogged down by continuity. So you don't have to read anything prior. You can just be like, hey, here's the first trade paperback for Absolute Batman or Absolute Wonder Woman or Absolute Superman. And you can start here and get the first arc, and you don't have to read anything else prior to this book. It's just this one.
And if you're like tired of regular continuity Superman, you're just tired of it, and then you see the cover of Absolute Superman and it's like, whoa, this is fucking different, and then you click through it, it might re-energize you too. So it might be bringing some fans back just because it's original new content. It's not just the same tired Boy Scout, doing the same thing over and over again. There's only so many times you can kill Superman. There's only so many times you can do reinventions and number ones with all of the canon bogging him down. So,
and it's also crazy now we get to this point where if DC Comics literally did sack their main universe outside of insert Batman, Superman, Justice League, or big title event book, that's interesting as another dynamic for DC Comics, because that means that if the quality of the Absolute Universe in terms of writing ever drops, people don't go back to the main universe because the sales show that they don't care about the main universe right there.
Yeah.
But they don't. And they didn't reboot from Dawn of DC to DC All In. So what do you do? I just hope that if the quality of writing does dip in the Absolute Universe at some point, by that point, the main universe would have at least up the quality of writing at some point in a lot of the other books, because it seems like people just don't care, honestly. Like the sales are there for some books, but not a lot of them, right? And that means people care more about the alternate counterparts of these characters than the actual main ones, which is...
Well, you told me, was it the Green Lantern one was really good too?
Jeremy. I only read the first trade and I did a review on it. It was very good.
So there is good stuff in the mainstream, but you are right, though. It's getting eclipsed right now by Absolute, but I think a lot of that has to just do with it's a fresh, new, fun, and good takes on these old characters, and we get to see, like, Wonder Woman is fighting in literally Greek mythology labyrinths and minotaurs and shit like that, and Superman is completely in a different position than he normally is, and he has the cape made out of the dust of Krypton, and Brainiac is like out of nightmare fuel, and Batman is just it's just amazing. The Absolute Batman is just so cool. The only thing that I don't necessarily like is the fact that Joker turns into some kind of weird violator-looking monster. I don't like that part. But aside from that, though, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that it's fresh takes on characters that have just been done so much, to almost to death. Like try to do original stories with Superman. I would almost like do an event where Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman all get sent to different universes where they're the only superheroes.
I think, do you know what's crazy? I've always had this as an idea for them. Why don't they actually take an anime approach? Like animes typically have like the one villain for a season. I think the format of the books need to change. Like instead of having a different villain each book, why not just have one villain you have as an end goal while you go through different obstacles and trials with minor villains to get to that. Very similar to people like Dragon Ball Z. You can have like that where it's like the Saiyan arc, right? Raditz, then Nappa, then the ultimate villain of that arc is Vegeta, right? You have these pillars that you go through to get to a point because it feels like when you use them as much as they have for both Marvel and DC, then it becomes like, oh, what's the road? You kind of feel not like oversaturation, but you kind of overstay your welcome kind of thing. When you see the same villain. Also, I think maybe power sets need to change. There needs to be a different kind of angle they approach the universe. Like power sets need to change. Maybe Batman does need superpowers. Like, why don't we try and experiment with that? Change something up a little bit. I'm not saying like destroy the core of the character, but when you try to when you experiment with different things, it allows for different storylines and possibilities to be created. And people always say, oh, I'm tired of seeing the same thing. Well, that's because they keep on doing the same thing. So, well, we're going back in just a moment. Here we're going to cover this really quickly. So here is the top 50 comic books, September 2025. And like we always say, this is just, ICV2's numbers. This is the closest thing we have to sales numbers because they just don't post these anymore, And I always kind of say this thing too. They don't actually post the sales because they're not that good. I'll be honest here. Because if they were good, they would simply just go, hey, these are selling very, very good. They would shout from the rooftops if these things were selling very, very good. Don't they always brag about like X-Men #1 being like the Jim Lee X-Men book being like the best-selling book? Yeah, because it probably sold that amount for them.
Well, yeah, it sold an insane amount too. Like we don't see those numbers anymore.
Yeah. Creaverse, he commented. I think he said, let me see, because your comment didn't show up on X actually. Let me see. I know there's a lot of people waiting to talk.
Are you streaming to X? Oh, okay, I see. So he.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, Creaverse, what's up, man? Just dropping in to say hi. Oh, awesome, man. Nice to see you. Glad you're not dead." Orange says, "Let's be real. The ultimate villain of the Saiyan arc was Goku. Was Goku's being kind of a retard. Also true. Okay. I just think there needs to be like new villains. Or I know they've created new villains throughout the years." But has any of those new villains really ever like stuck out to you guys? Probably not, because they're not that interesting. There needs to be a conscious effort in creating new types of stories and new types of villains for you to get, lost in. Because
I think they need to stop doing the joined events. Like
I think it's too many events. Yeah.
Go a whole like 5 years without an event,
or maybe just
Batman
one a year.
Like turn the Justice League book into a monthly to an annual. Like everyone has their own title, everyone messes with their own crew and their own villains, and then once a year, the Justice League get together for like a 5-issue arc, or a 3-issue arc, and then that's it. That's all we hear from them. Make it more special and rare than just doing it. Every month is like a new thing. What's the newest thing? Like the Justice League DC KO. Like what is all this bullshit? But yeah, let's check this out.
Like I get the idea of it, but I think the main thing to make DC KO a better thing than what was announced, why not have it like the Yu Yu Hakusho arc, the Dark Tournament, where they're facing Torgaro, where like people have said they're not super powered. It's like that's my thing. Why do they? I'm not saying this is true because I've read the official synopsis. If it's true that they don't have their powers, that's stupid. That's actually dumb. Like, they should have their powers.
And they're like fighting each other to collect Omega particles. Like,
so
it sounds like the storyline for a really crappy fighting game.
Just literally do it like the Dark Tournament arc for like Yu Yu Hakusho. You have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They could be Team Justice or whatever. Then you have Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter. That's like Team Speedster, something like that. Have it like different teams. They all fight each other. Obviously, at the end, Superman's team is gonna win. Like, so let's be honest, let's not go crazy. Or Superman's team will probably win, but make it like a team event where they get to use their powers. Like, people say, well, Batman can't beat this guy. Put Batman in the ring against. Oh no, maybe on your team you have to have a fighter. So like maybe Flash's team have to have like a fighter. So they have Deathstroke, or they have Lady Shiva, or they have Cassandra Cain, or they have this great fighter, this person. Like, each group has their own dynamic. So your fighter fights their fighter. Your superpower character fights this superpower character. You have to have a girl on your team. So maybe Black Canary gets to fight Catwoman on their team. Like, that's what I would have did for my own personal event. But I'm a genius, so that's how it works here. So the top 10 books are Deadpool, Batman #1. You have #2 is Batman #1. 3 is Absolute Batman #12. 4 is Batman #2. These two books specifically came out very, very close to each other. Both are the very first 2 issues of the newest Batman run by Matt Fraction. #5 is Amazing Spider-Man issue 11. That's always going to be a top 10 book no matter what, pretty much. 6 is Absolute Evil. 7 is Absolute Superman #11. Punisher Red Band issue 1. That's 8. 9 is Absolute Wonder Woman issue 12. And 10 is Ultimate Spider-Man issue 21. And after that is Spider-Man 94 #1. You would think that would be #1, but people have to factor in. Look at all this to compete with.
Yeah.
Also, they didn't market Spider-Man 94 nearly enough as they should have. Like, this should have been one of the biggest comic books they've announced in years, given how much the Spider-Man animated series impacted, kids in the 90s growing up, and that shaped their view of Spider-Man and how they think about Spider-Man in general. That should have been one of the most marketed books they ever did, but they just put out a tweet, and that's it. Remember that those little animation videos they do every once in a while? They did that for Spider-Man 94. But they didn't sell Spider-Man 94 enough. It being #11 is fine. That's whatever. But it's like that should be like the biggest thing. You know how long?
Well, I mean, it beat out Transformers, and Transformers 24 was a big landmark one. So
yeah, it's just crazy because you know how long people have waited for that cliffhanger to be resolved, and it's going to be resolved at issue 4. So I'm kind of curious to see how like issue 4 sales compared to issue 1.
Plus, it's a #1, so you think that the collectors would have kind of went crazy for that one.
Right here, X-Men Apocalypse Alpha #1, Amazing Spider-Man #12. Amazing Spider-Man #12 coming in at 14 is that's. If Amazing Spider-Man as a series dips into like 20s, they're relaunching it. This is the newest
Back
one.
To #1.
Red Hood #1. That was only because it's a #1, and that's the Gretchen Felker Martin book that DC canceled after.
That one was already selling for like almost $100 on eBay because they wanted the copies back. Like DC was refunding copies, so if you were able to pick one up, it's become super rare then.
Yeah, even when I went to Frankensons that week, someone had it, and then I guarantee they did a lot of them, but they just put one out there to see if it sold. It didn't sell. The whole night I was there, it didn't sell. They were trying to sell it for like $30. It's like no one's paying $30 for a floppy.
No, they're not. And I mean, even the guys on eBay, I think, were more wishful thinking. Like, I wouldn't have spent $100 on that garbage.
Yeah. And who spends $100 on a 24-page floppy? Especially not that. Like, if we're gonna spend $100 on like a floppy, it'd be something like graded 9.9 first appearance of something.
Plus, that stuff is like it doesn't last. Like Cara Dune, when Gina Carano's character was fired, Carano was fired, her action figure they were pulling them off the shelf.
Yeah.
So about a month after she got fired, you could find her action figure online for close to $100. It was like $80 or some shit. Now you can get them a lot cheaper. So it doesn't hold its value when it's like these kind of weird situations like that. So
you also have Ultimate Wolverine number 9 being at 19. Now some of these bestsellers have been knocked down because there's so many one shots that came out. There's a lot of other milestone books that came out. Absolute Superman number 12 is in a solid 20 because Absolute Superman number
I think
11
top 20 is a really good list to be in. Like if you're
Yeah.
top 20 with as many releases as there are each month, and you make that top 20, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Lord
Do
Jesus
they
Christ.
show how much their actual sales are?
They never do. They never
do. They just tell us that
This is
they just send the order.
This is ranked by the amount of units that the stores order.
Oh, okay. Which
Amazing Spider-Man number 13 being at 22. All right.
Here's the argument you hear people say too. It's like, okay, we had 10,000 units ordered. Well, let's say out of those 10,000, only like 1,000 of them sell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that means they won't be ordering that many number 2s. But Marvel made their money because the comic book shops pay them per issue to get them there, and then the comic shops flip them by doubling what they paid for them. So, like if you have a $5 comic book, your comic book shop paid Marvel $2.50 for it, and now the comic shop is charging $5, so that way they can recoup their money back. So even if it doesn't do well like if they bought them a bunch of them and it doesn't do well, it's still DC and Marvel still made their money.
Batman Day 2025, Absolute Batman number 1. That is literally just a reprint of Absolute Batman number 1. That's all it is.
It's in the top 40,
and it just cost $2.99. That was it. Yeah. There's nothing else to it. It just had a different cover, and it was just called Batman Day book. That's it. And it's 40.
Wow, Absolute Green Lantern's down to 48.
Absolute Green Lantern, yeah. Some of these I feel like are going to go the way of Marvel Comics' Ultimate Universe characters. Like, initially when they come out, they'll be big sellers. But I do feel like characters that people aren't exactly attached to as much as other ones are going to fall to the wayside. What I'm concerned with is Justice League Unlimited, issue 11, is it solid? Is it 50? That's falling out of the top 50.
Yeah,
that'll
be gone 60s. Next. Yeah, that'll be gone. Yeah,
that'll be literally in the 60s, 70s category, which we don't even see where it exactly ranks. What else is there? Skinbreaker. That's Robert Kirkman's long-awaited book.
I was recommended that yesterday or today by a friend. I need to go pick that up because I heard it was to check out, see if it's any good. I like Kirkman, so
this is Null's return. This is the Venom 250. That is I know Marvel announced it as Null's return. The King in Black, as they say. Oh, guess what they're gonna do now, guys? There's gonna be a storyline event called The Queen in Black. Real original there, Marvel. Holy shit. Stop the madness. Absolute Batman number 11 being here is 31st.
Well, Absolute Batman number 12 is up top. So that means it's
you know what's crazy here?
In the top 50, even though 12 is out.
But here's my thing. I think the reason why a lot of these numbers look the way they do is because we had a lot of these books come out at a very, very similar time, right? So like Absolute Flash number 7 is here, and you have One World Under Doom being at 7. Holy fucking shit. Like, I think a lot of these books down here will creep their way back up when a lot of these bigger event books are gone too. Because right here in the top 10, you had the Deadpool Batman crossover between DC and Marvel. That's hyped up. That's going to be guaranteed the most bought book. The start to the newest Batman run. You have that. Then you also have Absolute Evil. So that's 3 books guaranteed right there that they're going to have in the top 10. Punisher's newest run is going to be there because people have waited for Marvel Comics to do something with Punisher at some point. People are like, well, do they hate this fucking character? You don't know what they did with Punisher with Jason Aaron? Oh my God. So Jason Aaron did something on Punisher. They did it for 4 issues. Sales were so ass. It got canceled at 4 issues. Then the trade after issue 4 came out the week prior came out the week later. That's how much they wanted you to forget about. Was that the one
where they had a new guy being Punisher?
Yeah, they changed like the origin or whatever. It was 4 issues. Then after that week it was over, trade, done. Immediately just discarded. That's the shit they give you in an omnibus that is like to the very, very back that nobody wants to see. Holy shit. All right. Top 20 graphic novels, September 2025. So this is the DC Compact Comics for Batman Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison. And it's a series butt fucking on a serious earth. No, I'm joking. Fucking hell.
Man, those compacts always. Where's Court of Owls? Where's the number fucking 3? It has been in the top 10 since it came out.
I don't think it's been anything lower than like 8.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like Compact is just running that crap.
Laps, what's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Hey, Laps. Hey, Emily.
Absolute Batman, the first trade paperback. Last month it was number 1. It moved down 1 spot. The only thing that beat these books was just another reprinted.
It's hardcovers number 9. It's like
what?
Absolute Batman's in number 2 and number 9.
Last month it was 2 and 4. I think it's because the hardcovers cost a bit more money. But you don't have to pay $25 for the hardcover.
If it's done by units, though, it doesn't not by money.
Yeah.
Then that means that it still has like 9th in units.
Ultimate Wolverine Volume 1, Batman Hush, $9.99. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 3, that's $6. Yeah, just DC Comics is killing it. Yep. Exquisite Corpses. This is that series with James Tynion the 4th. Supposed to be 13 issues, I think. First trade, selling pretty well. That's if you're into like horror and like, group of people getting killed or whatever. Let's see what else is here. Superman, Batman, DC Compact Comics is 15. Watchmen, 17. Watchmen's just always here. Power Fantasy, Superman Birthright. That's Mark Waid's retelling of Superman's origins. That's there. Oh my, DC just DC just dominates this market right now. This is DC. You can have it. You can have it. It's all yours. You earned it. Congratulations. Fucking God, man. Yes, it was contracted for 2 years, and then Ultimate Endgame would be written. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't really think I believe them when their Ultimate Universe is going to be ending. No way. What I'm going to say
was anything show up afterwards? Like you have Ultimate Endgame. Mm-hmm. Is it kind of like a soft? Is it like a reboot for the Ultimate Universe, or is it just the ending of the Ultimate Universe? If they always planned for it to be done, then it doesn't really matter how successful like Ultimate Spider-Man is. It's because you have a beginning, middle, and end plan for your Ultimate Universe. So
what if I don't want that? What if I want endless sales until the end of time? What if I want that? What if that's what I really want? I want endless sales until the end of time, and nobody else can say otherwise because I want to make lots of money.
Lots and lots of money.
Oh God. Dollar signs don't lie. All right, give me 1 second here. Let me set this last one up. It's right here. Oh God. But before we get into that, I am getting old. My body's falling apart, man. Save me. Warren's out here laughing at my pain. Scott. He told me
Dude,
to shove
I
that
am older than you, and I am more tired and in pain than you. So I don't want to hear
it. This man laughed at my pain. He told me to shove the earwax thing up my butt. It's like I'm not Diddy, okay? It's not how that works here. It's not how that works. I'm not Diddy, okay? But it was kind of funny that Diddy did end up getting sentenced to 4 years in jail. He's going to be sentenced, at the end of the year or whatever? He'll be in jail until 2030.
4 years and so many months.
Well, what's crazy is I remember like Harvey Weinstein was on a call with Candace Owens, and she asked him, is anyone in Hollywood still kind of, having conversations with you or whatever? I think he said that people are still talking to him and involving him in their business. Like, what's crazy is I don't think these people in Hollywood actually, I would say, really hate something about what he did, because these people just only see things through just a business point of view. He might be
they want money, so they're gonna, Weinstein, love, even though he was a terrible person, he he ushered in a lot of Oscar winners, a lot of Oscar winning performances, a lot of movies that no one else wanted to give a chance to, and he did, and they became, cult legends and hits. So I can see how there are people still, if there's to make money off them, they don't really give a shit what they did or how, along those lines.
Yeah. So. I just don't think it's gonna sound fucked up to say they don't care about what he did. All they care about is what he did for them years ago. They don't care if he potentially does these bad things. I don't think they give a shit at all.
Make for him, yeah.
God, man, I hate people sometimes.
Let's hit this topic so I can go to bed.
We have a topic.
We have a topic. You have everything all set up. I want to go to bed. I need to get up early in the morning, and I'm old.
What? You're old? What the heck? What the heck happened to you?
I just, every year I get older, and eventually, I right now I kind of feel like my warranty is coming up because, everything seems to be falling apart.
You feel like you're hitting the wall?
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, there goes the transmission.
Man, I've had those thoughts sometimes too. It's like, how much more do I put in before I go like, okay, this is good enough. Let's just maybe do this show like twice a week. But then I go, yeah, it's gay. I just want to just keep going.
Yeah, I wonder every day when this like the next couch I pick up to move to some old lady's car, and my knee is just going to explode. Or my back is just going to turn to mush, and then I'm just going to fall on the ground and then.
At work, you sort of picture yourself having a crash out moment, and then you just realize, wait a minute, I'm in my real life. Sometimes you get lost in your crash out moment. You're thinking you're like in jail. You're thinking you're like going Super Saiyan or something. I'll be up early tomorrow. My son's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, awesome. Happy birthday to him.
Oh, happy birthday.
I've never actually eaten at Chuck E. Cheese. We have one not too far from here, but I've never.
Yeah, it's got arcade games. Pizza's terrible, though.
I've heard the pizza's terrible, but I don't know. I've never been there.
Kids love it. Lots of fun. Great place to take a kid for a birthday party. It's just don't expect gourmet pizza out of there. Or
we're saying I can't expect Papa John's from Chuck E. Cheese.
No, you're not getting no Papa unless you bring it yourself. You're not getting no Papa John's from Chuck E. Cheese. Dave & Buster's is great. It's like the adult version of Chuck E. Cheese.
I have been to Dave & Buster's. I do like Dave & Buster's. I've been there.
Ooh, they outsource their pizza, so yeah, it could be good then.
What if they said they outsource it from India?
Oh, nice. See, that Chuck E. Cheese is smart. That's why it's still open and the one close to me closed down. Because
it's probably not a franchise one. It's probably one of those like, like for big businesses, there's like privately owned ones and there's just the corporate ones. That's what I've learned too. But then again, when you have as much sex as I do, all bets are off.
You told me you don't have any sex.
Yeah, sex is kind of for losers, honestly.
But yet you have sex all the time.
Okay, give me one moment.
You said it,
here.
not me.
See, this is the thing: is when you're, hot, rich, and good looking like me, anything is possible. Oh God! But Warren, we're gonna make sure your wheels stay on. We're gonna make sure you're always turned up. We're never gonna let you get burned out, because if you get burned out, then that means I'm gonna start being like, okay, one of the pillars is gone.
No, I'm staying strong. I'm just so tired. I need to get a new cocaine guy.
Crack is a hell of a drug. I'll just say that. Has virtual reality, video games, and a trampoline. What the hell?
Wow, your guys' Chuck E. Cheese sounds awesome. The Chuck E. Cheese we had in Vancouver sucked donkey dick.
Pizza comes with not even real. You can tell that shit is not real cheese.
Like they were not even trying. Like even their video games weren't even that good. They were just not even trying at the Vancouver one. That's why
they probably don't even have what's the one, air hoops, where you just shoot the basketballs like that?
They do. It was kind of a crappy version of it, though.
It's all beat up and destroyed.
Oh, I showed my nephews how you put your hand through the net and you can hit the sensor, and then that acts like a shot every time, and then you get a bunch of tickets that way.
Why are you a cheater this way?
Hey, you know what? I got them 10,000 tickets, and then they went and got spider rings with them or whatever. So it was, it's a good day.
At Dave & Buster's, they have the same thing where it's like, if you get like 10,000 tickets, you can win a PS5. It's like no one's winning 10,000 tickets, guys.
Well, I mean, you'll spend more money winning 10,000 tickets than if you just went and bought a PS5. So,
Oh God, they probably have still those very old arcade games where you just they have like this little tank and it just moves over and just shoots a bunch
yeah,
of stuff. Those games are kind of fun. I do enjoy the arcadeness of those kind of places. I
yeah.
do. God, what's the one where you grab the gun and you shoot? I forget. It's like a duck hunting, or it's where you go. It's where you go hunting. It's like wildlife hunting or some shit. Those
Oh,
ones are
there's that
fun.
wild game
Deer hunting.
hunters, yeah, deer hunter.
Those are
And
fun.
then I like the Time Crisis one where you hit the pedal and it puts you in behind a guard or a cover, and then when you let go, you do the shooting. I like those ones too.
Oh, we went to this bar in Vegas for that meetup earlier this year where they did. It had like an arcade in the back, and you could punch. You punch the what's the machine where you punch it?
Oh yeah, it has the punch bag thing up there, and you hit it.
Yeah,
and then it tells you how strong you are.
This one guy hit it so hard, I thought he straight up knocked a dude out. It was this big giant like European guy with his girlfriend and his best friend. Oh my God, that guy was huge. I hit it once. I didn't really try, so I hit it and it was like 5. It was like whatever. I hit it really hard. I was like, okay, I actually hurt my hand. I was like, am I a weakling? Like, I actually hit it as hard as I couldn't. My hand hurt. My God, I'm that strong at this point. You know?
I'm so strong. I damaged my own hand with my punching power. No, it's just called you have little computer hands like me, and we're not used to punching things. And when you punch something and you're not used to it, like if you punch somebody in the face, you have a good chance you're breaking a knuckle or fracturing something. Yeah. I mean, it's
not. I'm telling you, it doesn't work that way in movies. You know, people punch each other in movies and they just kind of move like nothing happened. That doesn't happen in real life. Okay, that's movies have fried your brain.
Oh, real life fights are so awkward and terrible compared to the movie one.
Movies, it's like built up where this guy was
like the haymaker swing arounds, and they're just barely. Yeah, it's more sad that I've never in my life seen two guys like pop up and be like kung fuing each other in the middle of a bar.
Dude,
usually it's two drunk guys
because in like movies
pushing
each
other.
It's like, hey, maybe one of your guys messed with me. I'm like, yo, don't do that to me. You push him, then you just throw a punch. He catches it. He throws your hand down. You throw another punch. It's like, guys,
that doesn't happen.
Happens with guns too. I feel like people when they use a gun in a video game, they think it's like, oh, this is this easy. It's like, no, not even close. If you don't remove the safety on that thing, you could blow your hand. That's how simple it is, you know? So, speaking of blowing something, like my wife was blowing me last night, obviously, when I was having a lot of sex with her, you know? You believe me? All right.
No.
Let's have some fun here.
Deadpool Squirrel doesn't believe you either.
I'm going to get a retard alert thing here for the show.
Huh? Oh, I have an MSK line bell.
Wait, that's for me?
Did MSK get laid?
It's not Tuesday. Oh, my God. All right. Okay. All right. This guy's killing me. We do have a guest coming on Monday's show. It was someone I met on Vaughn Coleman's stream, and I forgot to message him. I just forgot he existed.
Right. Oh, that's nice of you.
I was like, hey, are you currently alive? And he was like, yep. Okay. I just got to know if you're alive. If you're alive, we can make plans. You know? But if you're not alive and you're dead, well, then problems happen, as they always say. All right. Let's have some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Marvel Comics Ultimate Universe to end in 2026. So this new Marvel Comics Ultimate Universe began with the Ultimate Invasion event that Jonathan Hickman did. And then that led into, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men. Then later on came the Ultimates and Ultimate Wolverine. And then now currently they are starting a new series, which is Ultimate Hawkeye. Now, I don't know why they're starting a brand new Ultimate Hawkeye series when this universe is ending in like less than 3-4 months, but that's just the Marvel Comics playbook. Start a series, brand new number 1, bunch of variants, and then ended around 6 to 10 issues. So I knew why they started it right now, because if they're going to end this universe in 2026, then having a brand new, Ultimate Hawkeye series that'll run for like 6 issues, 7 issues max is just a standard thing for Marvel Comics. So the main architect behind it is Jonathan Hickman. As you guys know, he's a comic book writer that has written a lot of people's favorite stories, actually. And let's be honest here, Jonathan Hickman is their only, I would say, big named writer that can actually sell books consistently. His name on books sells. So even though he was pretty much just only contracted to do the Ultimate Universe for about 2 years, and given how much people talk about this guy and what his tendencies tend to be in story arcs, and he likes to tell story arcs and 3-act structure, it would make sense he only is going to be with this universe for about 2 years. That's not the point that I want to hammer in for the video. What I want to hammer in is I don't actually believe Marvel Comics is ending their Ultimate Universe in 2026. What I think is going to happen is they're going to actually do another version of their Ultimate Universe at some point, maybe not 2026, but later on down the road, because that's just the Marvel comic way. End something and then kind of do the same thing with the same creative team, and then launch a brand new number ones and a bunch of variants, and they turn it into basically. That's why, people call Marvel the House of Ideas. I call them the house. Maybe they're the House of Gimmicks at this point. Like, does anybody really believe Marvel Comics is ending Ultimate Spider-Man? Not Jonathan Hickman's current run. That's going to end. Do you not believe that'll start up eventually again? It will.
They'll probably reboot it pretty quick where,
yeah,
anything that's not working, they can change, and anything that is working, they can kind of leave alone, and then let new writer and artist teams pick up and keep going if that's their plan. I don't know with Marvel. You can never tell what the whole down the road plan is. And
there's no. We know the plan. We know the playbook. 10 issues, relaunch, same creative team, number one. Just recently, I'll give you guys 3 examples of this. Thor had a run called The Immortal Thor, which is a play on the whole Immortal Hulk kind of title that happened for a Hulk series a long time ago. Al Ewing, he ran it to the ground. I'm not saying it was bad or good. I'm just saying what Marvel Comics did. So they had him on a Thor ongoing series. It ended at 22 issues, I think. Then it was Marvel Comics announced Thor was going to die. Then it relaunched as Mortal Thor with the same dude. Moon Knight. Marvel has a Moon Knight series that they've been doing with Jed McKay since 2021. 10 issues, cancel, relaunch. 2023, 4, and 5. Cancel, relaunch, new number ones. Steve Orlando with the Scarlet Witch. Have you guys noticed that Scarlet Witch keeps having these series? 10 issues, 10 issues, 10 issues, 10 issues. Then, if it's not Scarlet Witch I can sell, it's Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Vision and the Scarlet Witch. Then it's just back to Scarlet Witch with Steve Orlando. Just constantly just trying to get back to that new number one. There's only a few series Marvel Comics hasn't canceled to new number ones yet. What's happened with their X-Men launch of their From the Asshole, a new butt plug? A bunch of those books canceled. And then at 2026 New York Comic Con, they announced a bunch of new X-Men books. Because let's be honest here, we know those are gonna get fucking canceled by 10 issues anyway. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, a new number one! Number one!"
Are they doing it on purpose? As in,
probably
when if they hired you as a writer, would they say you're going to be on for 30 books, but every 10 we're going to reset, and I want you to make your storylines fit that? Or is it by issue 10, well, this isn't working out, so let's do a relaunch and start trying something different until we finally hit something that catches? Like what's going on in editorial where they're not allowing anyone time to cook anything? They're not really, doesn't seem to be as much freedom as you would want in a writer's ball pen. It just seems like there's something weird going on. Like either they want to do this, or they're just trying so desperately to have a hit.
Yeah.
That they just constantly they're just so quick to pull the trigger and start over.
Maybe it's
I don't know.
So I was going to add to your point. I think it's spite, and they're very egotistical in the same way that, like for DC fans, they loved what the animated universe offered them. Yeah, and then you have fans that say, I loved what this animated universe did, But then the executives that were running Warner Bros. At the time would cynically always cancel those shows because they're jealous and mad that this cartoon animated thing was better than anything live action they could create. So I believe they canceled those shows because they were mad that they see cartoons as for kids, The same way that Marvel does it. Marvel doesn't like when people say, the Ultimate Spider-Man is better than the mainline Spider-Man. They don't like it that Ultimate Wolverine is the best Wolverine book, not the main Wolverine book, which is currently being done by Saladin Ahmed and Joe Kelly. Those guys are doing Spider-Man and Wolverine in the main universe. I think Brian Hill does Ultimate Wolverine and John Hickman does Ultimate Spider-Man. They don't like it that the Ultimate stuff is more liked. They don't. They only like it for the sales numbers. I don't even know why someone would invest in another Ultimate Universe. They will. It's just what people do. And not people invest. It's more like comic book shops. They have to do it because that's how they make their money. I get it. I understand. But how does anyone trust the brand? Like, the first Ultimate Marvel Universe ended. Then they brought it back. People like it. Now they just kill it again. I don't believe they're killing it. They're saying they are. But I know Marvel at this point. So many gimmicks happen with this company. I believe it's going to be in a different form, in my opinion. Or what they're going to do is they're going to take these versions of the characters and put them in the main timeline. Because then are they going to kill these guys off? Because even that would be like, well, okay, come on, that's the joke. Nobody really stays dead in comic books, honestly. That's just the joke.
Well, I mean, it could be Ultimate Endgame, which has essentially the whole Ultimate Universe is kind of around the Maker, which is the evil Reed Richard variant. It could be something where the Maker does something to end the entire universe and then brings that threat into the main timeline. And then we've already seen it kill one universe. Now this main threat's moving into the main timeline with the Maker. And now we're going to have this big connected event. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. I have no idea what's going on with Marvel editorial. They really do seem like they're either, like you said, they're the house of gimmicks. It's like, we're just going to use these same people over and over again, put out garbage until something sticks, and then we'll at least be making money because every 10 issues there's going to be a brand new number one.
Dude,
with
Jed
all these
McKay,
variants.
Jed McKay did Blood Hunt last year. He does Moon Knight. He does Avengers. He does one of the X-Men ongoing series. It's like, if this guy's name doesn't sell books, why the fuck's he there? Or if his writing quality absolutely dips, why the fuck's he still here?
Well, I mean, they might have, like, Marvel has their team of people, and it seems like they're just kind of like, well, hey, no matter how much you suck, we're going to let you keep trying until you get
or even
right,
today,
buddy.
that X-Men announcement I just told you about? We'll cover that like next week or whatever. All the New York Comic Con 2025 stuff. They announced another Deadpool #1. The recent Deadpool series lasted 15 issues. It got to the whole like milestone 300 issues or whatever. Canceled. Only for them to relaunch it. But this is why I don't believe that they end series anymore. They get series to a certain number, they cancel it, then they relaunch it. I don't believe anything is truly canceled in their brand. It's something, as long as they
canceled
get a
something
#1
popular.
I mean, this is popular.
Well, aside from the Ultimate Universe, like, because it could just be, well, the numbers suck and it's not worth printing out.
I think
we're not selling enough of them. So
I think Spider-Man and Wolverine are the biggest factors here, because if I look at Ultimate Black Panther, when we just looked at like sales charts, not in this video, but on the show this video is being recorded from, Ultimate Black Panther fell off the sales charts a long time ago. It sold good for like the first, I think, 7 issues, I think. Ultimate X-Men, similar, fell off the sales charts. You don't even see it on there. It might be in that 60s, 70s, 80 category. It might be in there, but only these two I've seen really consistently there. Even the Ultimates, I've not. Did you see the Ultimates there when we were looking through that list earlier? It might have been there, but the Ultimates is largely gone down. So they're probably thinking, maybe from their point of view, what's the point of keeping this universe going if only Ultimate Wolverine and Ultimate Spider-Man carry the brand. But dude, to be fair, didn't Spider-Man carry the brand back in the day? So it's just history repeating
Well,
itself.
I mean, it might be one of those things too, where if Hickman only likes to do beginning, middles, and ends, they might not have a choice on no matter how good Ultimate Spider-Man's
Dude,
doing.
but he's not
They
even
signed a
gonna write.
contract with Hickman, and
But he's not even gonna write Ultimate Endgame. Denise Camp, who's writing the Ultimates, is gonna write Ultimate Endgame. I don't know why they get this guy only to have him not have him
well,
write
he's
the finished
acting as
story.
like an editor or like an overhead. So
Mhm.
it's like James Gunn. James Gunn directs, helps write all the scripts. He's always has his fingers in everything, but yet he doesn't always direct. He isn't always the main writer. I think Hickman's kind of overwatching the whole thing and probably helping get the plot arc to head into a certain direction.
So I know we're gonna get Ultimate Endgame, which is gonna be written by Denise Camp, who's currently writing the Ultimates and Absolute Martian Manhunter. That's gonna be 5 books, so that will for sure get you to April. That's also probably gonna be when Ultimate Hawkeye ends too. I don't know how Ultimate Endgame is gonna play out. I don't know how it's gonna end.
Do they give a date on when Ultimate? Oh, it will end April
Ultimate Endgame comes out in
2026.
December, so that's about what 5 months worth of books
Okay,
right there.
so yeah, so then there's yeah, so yeah, it'll be
Here's what I think happened. You know how they screwed over Jonathan Hickman with his X-Men initiative he did back in the day? I think he realized these people are full of shit, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna get out before they screw me over."
Well, yeah, he's able to tell his story beginning, middle, and end. And Endgame would being the ending to something that he's kind of been the architect of, from what I understand. So yeah, that makes sense. And plus, too, when you mentioned earlier about ego, I watched a documentary about the rise and fall of WCW wrestling. And what was interesting about that was the CEOs or the higher ups at Time Warner didn't like wrestling and didn't think it was worth anything. So they kind of sabotaged it because they didn't have any faith or didn't like it. So there is something about that ego. Like even with TV series, you get a TV series who just does amazing. Then all of a sudden they switch it to a different time and it does terrible. And then we don't get to finish the series. They move it to that time because they're hoping that it lifts up that time period and even though that ends up ruining it. Like, so it's not beyond the belief that the egos of editorial can be doing stuff or having ideas that end up screwing over these writers. Like I don't know what kind of turmoil or if there is any going on behind the scenes at Marvel. We don't hear much about like, well, okay, is the editorial too much? Is the editorial not enough? What's their mission? What are they trying to do? Why are we having so many number ones? Like when I went to my comic book shop, there was like 15 variant covers to Deadpool and Wolverine, and he had all of them there, taking up like 2.5 shelf spaces.
Deadpool Batman.
A Deadpool Batman, those variants.
Do you know how it had like people have the A cover to like the B cover?
Yeah.
Deadpool Batman #1 went, I swear to God, to I think fucking hell, a Q. Like the
I saw
how many covers is that?
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's ridiculous, and it's more of that House of Gimmicks thing. I really, it does seem like that. There, with DC. You see, with the Absolute Universe, as long as it sells, it's going to keep going. They're all in on it, and also too with like their compacts and getting into stores along those lines. You see a lot of like creative ways of trying to get big again. You don't see that with Marvel as much. You see a lot of the whole well, this is what we think is going to work, so we're going to keep doing it even though it's not working because we know better than you. So I'm not sure.
I think it's a mixture of both. I just know from reading Hickman's Substack that he always planned for Ultimate Spider-Man to be 2 years. If you remember, First talked about it.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think it's also a combination of he knows Marvel's playbook as well in the back of his head, and he didn't want to get screwed again. Because, like, he knows his name can sell books.
yeah,
And,
I agree with
2 years,
yeah.
yeah, and you factor in, from his point of view, 2 years, that's good enough. He wants to tell his stories his way. But I do think it stems from him being screwed over on X-Men. Like, you read his Substack, you know the way he talks about that. It's like, ugh, like
And
he probably just going,
does
hey,
Marvel keep Ultimate Spider-Man going without him? Like after Endgame, does that series keep going because it's popular, but without him,
written by
it, you know,
written by Gail Simone.
Yeah, written by Gail Simone with a new artist. I don't know because the writing and the artwork is so good on Ultimate Spider-Man, and I love it. I don't know if I want to keep going if it changes too much.
Yeah. And he didn't want to write the ending to it as he wanted to start Imperial. Yeah, that's their thing with Jonathan Hickman. He's one of their only few writers that on name alone can sell books, so they just shift him around to different places. He's gonna do something completely different in the next like 6 months. Next 6 months, he'll rebuild he'll be the new writer on the Avengers again.
Hey, good for him though that he's he's at least he's a competent writer. I mean, not everything he does hits, but he does write good shit. Like I loved his original Ultimates run.
Oh my god, dude! Fucking hell! Here, let's show you that now. Deadpool Batman had it. The covers went to V. The letter. Fucking hell, dude! Got that foil one looks fucking fire, man. I should got that foil one. God damn.
Oh yeah, they look great. It was
great,
just there was just so many of them. It really well. And here's another thing too. It sold so many units and it's number one and all that stuff. But yeah, I guarantee you that whoever was, I think it was a Marvel book, so Marvel was doing distribution. I guarantee you Marvel told the comic shops that unless you order copies of all the variants, you're not going to get your 50% off ratio.
That's what I've heard too.
From cover. So because DC and Marvel will do that. If you don't order so many of our books, then we're not going to give you the 50% ratio. So then we sell them to you at 50% of cover price. So I want to know is this kind of like a Prince album thing? When Prince came out with a new album, he gave the album away with every ticket to his concert. So it made it look like it went platinum, but it was essentially, they worked in the price of the album into the ticket cost. So is Marvel essentially going, listen, Deadpool, Batman, we want you to order all to V of these variants. And if you don't, we're not going to give you your discount. So all these comic shops now have like 26 different variants covered. They're just sitting there just like, what am I going to do with all this bullshit?
And so I always thought I was stupid before I started learning about how like shops ordered stuff. I thought these people just like maybe just thought this book was going to be really good or this, that, and the third. No, come to find out what I learned, and most people as they learned, is basically that to get this discount on certain books, you have to order these other ones too.
Yeah, so that
essentially pigeonholes you into having these extra books that might not even sell just to get that 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 75, 1 in 100 variant cover. That's how crazy. That's why I always tell people, for the industry of comic books, we are not the customers. The store owners are. We're not the customers. No way we're the customers. No way.
And store owners want that 50% off ratio. They want to get the books at half of the cover price. So if DC goes, well, listen, if you don't order 25 different series, and if you don't order all the variants of our new Batman, then I'm not going to give you that 50% off. And that happens.
Would you call that predatory? Would you call that predatory just as a concept?
It's not predatory because if you want that 50% off rate, you are gonna with DC and Marvel to make it sense. It's like, well, you need to order so much. Like, we don't want a comic shop just ordering just the popular titles, and then we're gonna lose out if we're giving them the 50% weight drop on it. So what they do is they tell them, you have to order so much, and it has to be so much variation in your titles in order to get your discount of 50%. If not, you're going to get 40 or 30%. So then that means they're going to be making a lot less money per book.
Oh, when you at your store, do they do the whole blind bag thing? I know blind bags are really big.
They don't
too.
do blind bags, but he has a lot of success with bundles. So he'll take 1 through 10 of a series that he has leftovers on, and he bundles them together, and then he can sell them out through that way. Because I talked to him about back issues and what he does with them and stuff. He used to go sell them online, but he doesn't do that anymore. So he uses bundles. He has his dollar bins, stuff along those lines, just to move product, because he can get stuck with that stuff sometimes. Because he has to order so many copies, and then the series sucks. Well, then no one's buying it, And there's other series he can't keep on the shelf because people are buying so many of them. So.
I imagine Batman #1 wasn't there. The new run that started with Matt Fractions.
No, there was one version of it there because I picked it up. I did find one,
cover, right?
Yeah, it was the main cover. All the variants. There wasn't many left. I snatched it up when I saw it because I was looking for Immortal because I saw Laps's video on it and it looked really good art wise. But I ended up picking up
that Cloud Chaser.
Huh?
You trust that Cloud Chaser?
Oh, of course I trust him. What are you talking about? Yeah, Laps is very trustworthy. Much more trustworthy than you sometimes. So.
I would never lie to people for my own malicious game because I am white.
You lie every time you talk about having lots of sex with lots of women. So don't even talk to me about
you slander.
You lie to me every single day.
Oh, God. And you know what's interesting about this event? When it comes to these Comic-Con events, when comic book companies like Marvel and DC announce a bunch of stuff, I've noticed with Marvel, half this shit they announce always ends up getting canned within the next months they come out, which is so crazy. It's like you hype people up for these gimmicks and then you don't even see them all the way through. But that's just Marvel in a nutshell. Turns out Marvel...
Oh, go ahead.
You're fine. Sorry. Turns out Marvel is not kidding about the whole Ultimate Endgame thing. Maybe that's really the name we're building towards with all these relaunches and what if that's where all these relaunches and all these ending, we're building it up for the Ultimate Endgame. We're all the Endgame. God, fuck me. As the publisher has just announced at New York Comic Con's Retailer Day that the Ultimate Universe will end in April of 2026. Can't wait for a brand new Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Who the fuck knows, honestly? Jimmy Palmiotti. Maybe Jimmy Palmiotti writes Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Who knows?
Mark Waid and Ed McGuinness.
Oh, God. Ultimate Spider-Man #1 by Ethan Van Sciver art and what's his name? Shane Davis writing.
I will never see that book then. That book will never come out.
I'm not gonna lie. That would actually be a bestseller. How about the John Malin and Ethan, writer artists on Ultimate?
He would never sell because they don't do pre-sales with Marvel. They just do sales of books come out, and that book would never come out because I don't know if EVS can finish a full book right now.
That's only 24 pages. Bro, I can't even finish. Bro can barely get one page. Don't imagine 24. Oh, but all jokes aside, currently the best-selling comic book line comprises 5-ish titles: Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Wolverine, and the Ultimates. In addition, they're wrapping up the crossover book Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, as well as launching a one-shot Ultimate Universe 2 years in, which is a play on Ultimate Universe 1 year in, so that they had that as a book in one of the trades. In December, this all leads to the December 31st publication of Ultimate Endgame #1, which will run 5 issues and presumably bring about the destruction of the current Ultimate Universe. Written by Denise Camp with art by Terry Dodson and Jonas Scarf, Ultimate Endgame brings
Terry Dodson's badass, so it's gonna look good. Yeah, Terry Dodson's art, it's gonna look good. So at the very least.
Ultimate Endgame brings the maker, the evil Reed Richards, first introduced in the original Ultimate Universe line, back to attack the united heroes of the new Ultimate Universe. While they've had 2 years to prepare for his arrival, he's had thousands of years inside a time bubble. So if you guys haven't read Ultimate Invasion, you guys would know what that was. Which, given he wrecked the whole universe the first time, killing heroes and tweaking their origins, they're in for the fight of their lives. We've also known for a while that Ultimate Spider-Man was coming to an end with December's issue at issue 24, and a quickly retracted statement from Ultimate X-Men script adapter Zach Davidson indicated that the title would do the same. Given the ongoing countdown in all the books, they're presented in real time, month by month, it only makes sense that this miniseries would bring the current line to a close. There's also Ultimate Incursion that's going on too. I don't know how well that did for them, but I'm pretty sure we saw that in like the top 20 at some point. I think we did. I could be wrong. I say the current line because we all know how this works, right? The Ultimate Universe is a bestseller for Marvel, while the publisher doesn't share sales stats from independent sources we can gather. Then the Ultimate titles, particularly in collected form, are regularly outselling the mainline books. So keep in mind what I just said here. Collected form. That means the trades of all these outsell their mainline books. That's crazy. The collected editions are pretty much for as you guys know if you watch this video. That'd be like if you watched a season 1 of a show and you waited to buy the season 1 box set to binge it all. That means people they'd rather wait for the binge model of books than read anything in that main line of books. Holy shit! You know how long you have to wait for some of these trades to come out? You're waiting a good 2 or 3 months for some of these books.
Yeah, trade though is a great way to jump in. Like if you didn't know if my Ultimate Spider-Man was going to be good, like you didn't trust Marvel.
Yeah,
Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 is a great way to figure out whether or not you like it, because buying the graphic novel is cheaper than buying the 10 books that are in it, worth of material that's in it. So it's kind of a good way to do it. Plus, too, that means more readers are picking it up. When you talk about collected versions, one thing about that is collectors that are doing it for the money, the guys who buy the issue ones and the fancy ones for the resale value, they don't buy collected as much because collected form doesn't usually have anything in the collector's market. You do have those omnibuses that you talk about that are real high dollar because Marvel keeps them rare, but that's not over industry wide. Like no one's reselling volume 1 of Absolute Batman, as in like it's not going to be CGC or CDC or CGC. It's not going to be graded and the whole deal. So what this is great for, though, is my point. Sorry for going on. Was that if it's collected form, that means it's being picked up by readers, people who want to read Spider-Man, and that is good to hear that it's doing that. These collected and graphic novels are doing so well.
And the same holds true for DC and their Absolute Universe line. I think for DC, it's a bit of both. From looking at the sales numbers, people are not only just picking up the single issues, they're picking up the collected editions too, which is fine. You know, some people just prefer a binge model over just being in the know of the right now, which is good.
Yeah.
While it's nice in theory to think that Marvel would wrap up the 2 years plus story of the Ultimate Universe cleanly so that it could live on forever in satisfying fashion on bookshelves for years to come. Come on, man. No, they're not doing that. You guys think too much about Marvel. You guys give them way too much credit these days. While we're talking about April 2026, which is a ways away, there is every chance that even if the Ultimate Universe will end next year, a new Ultimate Universe or line of comics will rise to take its place, likely with new creators. The advantage there is Marvel gets to continue their best sellers while also creating a breaking point that allows those previous stories to exist in trade editions while also keeping the monthly sales going. But that's speculation. Maybe they're really ending the Ultimate Universe next year, wiping their hands of it, and will revisit it again in another 20 years for another fresh take. Either way, this is sure to be a big topic of conversation throughout the New York Comic Con weekend and beyond. Was first reported by your mom's ass, jokes aside. So, so I don't know. I just don't trust Marvel because I will be honest, you guys, if they relaunched this within like a year or two, did they really ever actually end Girls Being Universe?
Well, I will say this. If Marvel's plan is like, okay, this was Jonathan Hickman's architect of the Ultimate Universe. Now it's 2 years down the road. Now we're going to allow Mark Millar to do it. Or we're going to allow Scott Snyder to do it. Or no, stop it. Bad. But if that's the plan, where we're going to get like these massive arcs in the Ultimate Universe where we get to see these gifted writers do some cool stuff, I'm kind of down for that. But if not, if this is just kind of like that gimmick thing where it's like, okay, these are doing well, so that even though we told Hickman this was going to be the end and we're going to let him do his end game. We're going to come out the other end of that end game with the new relaunch of Ultimate Spider-Man #1 with a new creative team and buzz. And they'll probably, like you said, they'll wait probably like a year, maybe 2 years to do it because they got to let this one cook, and they do graphic novels. And then there's the omnibus, like the entire Hickman Spider-Man run will probably be dropped in a special edition omnibus, and probably the same thing with Ultimate Wolverine, since that one did sold well. So we'll have to see in the future how it goes. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, kudos on Jonathan Hickman for doing a really, really great, very critically acclaimed run on Spider-Man. I only read the first trade. It was very, 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 very good. Michael, one of my subscribers, really loved it too. A lot of people that I've read it really liked it. So it's nice that he did a very good job on Spider-Man. But I will also say, it's that don't think people should trust Marvel after this. Well, they shouldn't trust Marvel in general, but it's like, don't be surprised when sales numbers for the next Ultimate Universe that comes along are lower and lower, because why should they trust it stays around forever? The last one existed from 2012?
Yeah, it was around for a long
decade
time.
And some change. So
now, not all of it was like Ultimate Iron Man didn't last the series. I think it was just Ultimate Spider-Man.
That was a bestseller. Yeah.
Was it? Because I remember Ultimates, Joe Mad did a run with them. Joe Mad.
I know Mark Miller started it.
Mark Millar, and who was the artist?
Fucking hell. Was it Brian Hitch? Was that his name?
Brian Hitch. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But then I think that's the only one that kind of kept going. I can't remember.
Got it all up here.
I can't remember if any of the other Ultimate titles, aside from Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate.
So you had Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Ultimates, and X-Men. And I think you had an Ultimate Hulk that came along in there.
Well, yeah, and then there was the Ultimate Iron Man series that was went for a bit. I think those were only like 8 or 9 issues, but that might have been just a purposely short run. I'm not 100% sure.
God, you had a lot of it. So you had Daredevil, Elektra. That one ran for 4 issues. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ultimate War 6, Fantastic Four. Ultimate Fantastic Four ran for 60 issues. Holy motherfuck.
But see, there's no popular characters, I don't think.
You're right. Ultimate Iron Man only ran for 5 issues. You're right. Yep.
I don't think there's any characters really that you could bring over from the current Ultimate Universe. Like Ultimate Spider-Man, we already have a Spider-Man. We have lots of Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. So he's not really going to fit in the main universe. Ultimate Wolverine's the same way. We already have plenty of Wolverine. So that's not really going to gel. None of the other characters are really resonating as far as I know. So it'll be, it's not like they're going to be able to like Miles Morales, someone popular, and put them in the main universe. So it might, it might just end, and
like that's what kind of carried.
We might not hear about Ultimates again. Like they said, just wipe their hands of it, and 20 years later they'll do another version of it.
20 years, I will have like 6 kids, and we're gonna be like an episode like 1,000 of the show.
20 years only. It will be at episode 10,000.
No. It'll be like maybe I think 1,600 at that point. No, it'd be higher than that. We do the show
I'll be so old. It'll just be
like, hey,
everything will be white.
My hair will literally be like, I'll be like that black guy with white hair in the movies where he's like a scientist.
Yeah, we're gonna look exactly the same as now, just wrinkles and white hair. We're still gonna be wearing the nerdy shirts. I'm still gonna be smoking. We're still gonna have books and stuff behind us. You're still not gonna have the TV out of the box yet.
Right. I'll be smoking hot, rich, white, and good looking. Obviously.
Hey man, I hope we stay friends for the next 20 years. That'd be cool.
I heard you're conspiring against me with a legion of MSK Doom.
What the Legion of MSK Doom? No, I thought it was you mean the MSK All-Stars?
Oh. Well, I am figuring out this plan. No, but you know what's crazy is when you go and look at some of these original Ultimate Marvel books that they had running, they did the same gimmicks back then too. Like I thought, like the big characters, a lot of these went like only 4 or 5 books.
Ultimate Iron Man, a bunch of like short origin miniseries
Like, and maybe they were supposed to be miniseries in general.
Yeah, it was just like Origins type stuff, you know.
Mhm.
But even the ultimate universe is like what the absolute universe was now. Was like there was no end plan. It was essentially these are popular. We're going to run this until it's not popular anymore.
We're gonna run this universe till the wheel falls off.
Yeah, we're gonna work Bendis until he just doesn't want to work for us anymore. And
and I
you
heard he's
know,
coming back.
is
So
Bendis coming back to Marvel? Because
there's
he's been DC in it for a while.
no. So after he left DC, he went to go do stuff at Dark Horse. There's rumors that he might come back to Marvel. I'm being honest here.
Oh,
That guy's name on a book will probably. He's a big name despite what he did at DC recently. So
he is a big name, and it's you know, whatever politics or problems you have with him aside, he's
his
a
name
good
will sell in a
writer,
book. I
and his
guarantee.
name will sell in a book.
If
I'll
he,
pick up
yeah,
a Bendis read a book. You know, I'll give it a shot. Not every writer, everything they write's going to be good. So yeah, he could have some runs that aren't really that great, but he wrote the hell out of Ultimate Spider-Man. I loved Powers. Did you ever read that one? His independent book. It's like the
that was one of the
detective
books
story with.
on the chart. Powers.
Yeah, Powers was I forgot what it was a detective story. It came out like in the mid 2000s. It was one of Bendis's, like it was his indie book essentially, and they made a live action TV series that was only on PlayStation for it. That only ran 2 seasons. It was pretty terrible. But the Powers comic book itself, the graphic novel is great. If you ever get a chance to read it, Mike Oming does the artwork. Bendis does the writing. It's really, really good.
So yeah, any final closing thoughts on Marvel Comics Ultimate Universe ending in 2026 that you want to say?
I mean, it Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Wolverine are the only books that I really cared about. I couldn't get into any of the other ones. I even have almost all the Black Panther ones, and they're just I couldn't get into it.
Oh, because it's black, right? Same here. Anything black just turns me off too.
Oh, jeez, you got to turn everything into race.
Glad we're on the same page with that one.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I would love to know what Marvel's doing. I'd love to know what their plan is. Like,
we know their plan. How they at some point relaunch #1.
Yeah, like if that's really the plan, then they need to get some more creative-minded people in charge there. I'll just say that.
So for me, it's just I'll say this to Marvel Comics. People are gonna watch this video. Just to let you know, if there's less and less people investing in your new Ultimate Universe coming 5-6 years down the road, or maybe in 2 years, don't be surprised. They should not believe there's going to be anything long term here, because it's something that you've created as a culture with all of your books. They go 10 issues, that's it, and that's how it is, you know. Or we just recycle the same fucking talent repeatedly, the same character, same writer, the same artist, the same editor, and the same character over and over and over again. Just like when I have sex with my wife every single day. No? So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. All right, we're going to end here in just a moment here. Hi, King Style. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up,
having
King
a great night. I did end up finding that mic for him. So my ex, I did talk to her. God, she's stupid. I don't know what happened to that mic I let her borrow a long time ago. She's retarded. She said she can't find it. She probably stuck it up her ass. I'll just send him the Blue Yeti mic that I have. I have to see which USB cord it needs, and I'll just send it to you. It's perfectly fine. It's never even been turned on, actually. Maybe that's the reason why it didn't work for me. I didn't turn it on.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
What kind of mic are you using now?
I've used this one for years. This is the best mic I ever had. I've used this one.
Oh, okay. I've got one of those snowball ones.
Those are good too. I like those a lot too. I originally had
been a good mic for me.
Who needs a mic? I have tons. I was gonna send King Style one of mine. If you want to send him one of yours, that's fine too. But you know, I'm literally never gonna use it because this is the best mic I've ever had. So there's no reason to swap it out. Maybe I might have sex with too many women. Maybe that might be my goal. No jokes. What's the last thing to go over? Nope, that's it. I have to head out of here soon because I'm gonna make some food. I'm fucking starving. I gotta get up at 5:40 in the freaking morning. So,
me too.
do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Just subscribe to my channel. I'll be going doing a live draw on Tuesday. I've almost figured out how to stream games and get the sound going and working with my 2 monitors. So hopefully this weekend or Monday, I'll be able to start playing Batman Arkham Origins and do a whole run on that on my channel. So just keep an eye out on that stuff there, and you'll catch me here Wednesdays and Fridays with MSK talking about silly shit.
I think me and Laps should have our show tomorrow. We're supposed to review Superman Unlimited #1, but he is going to be with his son early in the morning for his birthday party. Then he does have Rogues Gallery as well. So if he's too tired, then me and him will just make it up to you guys on a later day, because I know he's probably going to be really tired from being on both those shows. So if we don't have it tomorrow because Laps is busy, then I'll just I can pull some strings and have a show like Sunday or some shit, So don't worry. And if that doesn't happen, then I'll just game stream on Saturday too. So just let you guys know, we might have the show depending on how busy he is. But if he is too tired, I'll just game stream whatever. I don't like you. You're white. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
What if I see that? That means I was literally possessed by another human being, actually. But no, we should have our show, and then I don't know, I'll probably just beat off after the show. I'll probably just watch some porn or some shit. Who the fuck knows, honestly.
Well, thank you for telling us. That's great.
Sunday, I should have another episode of the Spectacular MSK. I think that's what's scheduled for Sundays moving forward. And that's pretty much it. So tomorrow, MSK show, later in the night, playing League of Legends. Sunday, Spectacular MSK. Monday, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. MSK show Monday at 7 with a guest, and then stuff afterwards,
Yeah.
Always staying current. Hell yeah. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the